Oh, one here, one and only SJ requested this, so we finna check it out. Video from FilmCore. I added accurate dinosaurs into Jurassic Park. Now we all know Jurassic, the whole Jurassic series adds some Hollywood flavor to it, to these dinosaurs. They're not always as accurate as they are on screen, which I did not know. Like growing up on the but when did Jurassic, the first Jurassic with Chris Pratt first came out? I had to be like, I think in middle school. So I thought that's what all dinosaurs like really look like until I started watching like videos talking about some, well, this is not that accurate, but Jurassic just added some Hollywood spice to it. So now we finna see what they would look like if Hollywood spice wasn't added to it. But honestly, I feel like sometimes it's just for the, you know, I feel like sometimes it's okay to add some Hollywood spice, because some of these dinosaurs kind of need a little Hollywood spice. They wouldn't look as cool or as badass on screen if they didn't add some Hollywood spice. Some dinosaurs don't need some Hollywood spice, but the T-Rex show did. But that being said, we finna hop into it. If you're new, like, comment, subscribe. If you're not new, just keep coming back. Subscribe, bro. What are you doing? Let's go.
This is what the original Jurassic Park T-Rex breakout scene looks like. And this is what it looks like if it were done today with our modern understanding of dinosaurs.
Okay. See, look. This is some Hollywood spice. You know how badass it look, right?
And this is what it looks like.
And then, like, it's just kind of like basic. It's just basic.
If it were done today with our modern understanding of dinosaurs. At the time, these were the most scientifically accurate dinosaurs we had ever seen on screen.
Damn.
But after 29 years, they're obviously a bit outdated. Which begs the question, what would these iconic movie scenes look like with modern depictions of these magnificent animals? Well, to answer that, I went ahead and made scientifically accurate models of these 4 dinosaurs from the Jurassic Park franchise and added them back into the movies.
How'd you do this?
I knew that I had to start nowhere else but with everyone's favorite queen, Rexy. I needed her to be based around real science and everything we now know about the real animal. So I downloaded this 3D scan of a real fossil and dropped it into Blender. But the head was a bit wonky.
I ain't gonna lie.
I then remembered
The work is crazy already. This is amazing already. The work is amazing.
That I had this guy sitting right next to me.
The
So
work
I
on
went
this is
outside,
crazy.
took some photos with my phone, and after putting it into some software, bam, an accurate, unwonky T-Rex skull. And this provided the perfect base to start sculpting. This is where I really get to build up the forms and shapes of the creature and just really get her to look like a real, well-fed,
Nah, this is crazy.
animal. This is actually my favorite part of the whole process.
Nah, this
50
is
million
cool as
polygons
shit.
later, the sculpt is all done. And now we're missing one more thing. Color. Which is one of those things that doesn't fossilize. So what color should our dinosaurs be? Well, it's likely the dinosaurs were very brightly colored, just like modern birds. More brightly colored than the
I was
ones in
gonna
the
ask,
movies.
like, I never
Except
thought
any
what
real
is
fan
like
will know that
the
those
color of a
dinosaurs are
dinosaur. I never
supposed
thought
to
of
be
it.
female, which means that the more dull and brown coloring from the movie might actually be fairly accurate. So, since it wasn't broken, I decided not to fix it. I then gave it a skeleton,
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
and did something I've never done before. I added muzzle simulation for that extra sense of realism. Once the model is finished, here is where you really see what has changed. She's chunkier, has lips, but other than that, it's actually not that much of a deviation, which goes to show
No,
how
it's just
accurate-
like, that is pretty accurate. It's like, but the other ones just look,
But other than that, it's actually
it's pretty
not
accurate.
that much of a deviation.
It's not that much of a difference. This one just look more, I don't know, they try to make it a little bit more badass. Okay, like this one kind of basic, you know, it's just like basic.
It's chunkier, has lips,
And it was like,
but other than that,
just-
it's actually not that much of
they was like, all right, this is not big screen worthy, right?
deviation.
And then it was
which
like,
goes
let's just change it a little bit to make it big screen worthy. Like they just changed some details to make it big screen worthy.
to show how accurate that Jurassic Park T-Rex really was for the time. But where are the feathers? Well, T-Rex probably didn't have any. You see, it was probably just too big to have feathers. It would be akin to an elephant wearing a coat in the savannah. It would have made the animal overheat. Maybe a peach fossil covering a scene in Prehistoric Planet would have been possible, but there's little evidence for that also. And so, following Occam's razor and to save us from render time, I'm opting on a
I hate when you
featherless
get a
T-Rex.
cut and you
In
don't
fact,
know
she
how it
was
happened.
so big that she probably couldn't even run. But her legs were so long that she could probably still beat you in a race.
Don't say it. Don't
On your left.
And I was also able to add this animated raindrop material to really make her feel nice and wet.
I was finna say
And to bring
something.
her into the movie was a process of matching the camera position and lighting of the original footage, rendering that out, and then comping her into the scenes inside of After Effects.
Me. Boom.
Where's the goat?
Damn. That, honest, this is cool as shit. I don't see nothing wrong with this being on the big screen though.
A few moments later.
Tim? Tim? Don't move. You can't see us if we don't move.
Is that true?
Oh yeah, also forgot to mention that T-Rex might have the best eyesight, like, ever. So...
Yeah, I was like, is that even true? What?
However, T-Rex isn't the only dinosaur in...
What animal or species, if you just sit there and don't move, just leave you alone, like, oh, he's not there anymore, like, what?
Series. So next up are the main villains of the franchise, the Velociraptors. Now, these guys
Blue.
need to be terrifying. But you see, a real Velociraptor was about the size of a dog. Not very scary, which explains why
I know
Spielberg
what-
based them on the biggest raptor they had yet found, Deinonychus. But even these guys weren't big enough. So what are we to do? Luckily for us, during filming, they found this guy, a 6 foot tall, 18 foot long raptor giant. This is the Utahraptor. I again started with a skeleton, and guys, its head was about the size of a man's torso. For a quick comparison, here's the difference between a Velociraptor, a Deinonychus, and finally, the Utahraptor. This guy is terrifying, except for its jaw. Some people might think I made a mistake, but no, it very much looked like that. It was perfect for gobbling up hot dogs or starting a shrimp business. And, unlike the T-Rex, this guy was definitely covered in feathers. So, the little fat kid in the movie who says,
More like a 6-foot turkey.
So you have chosen death.
was more right than he could ever know. Because you see, not only would it have looked like a giant turkey, but it probably would have been about as intelligent. Which leads us to a question I want to address. Could a raptor have opened a door as shown in the movie? Well, not even modern birds can figure out how to... Oh, well then, that's good to know. However, unlike humans, dinosaurs couldn't pronate their wrists. And so if they tried this, well, their wrists would break. So I had to animate it in such a way that it could grip the handle without its palm. With the animation and model now finished, we once again go through the process of coming into the scenes, and without further ado, here you have the kitchen scene from Jurassic Park with a scientifically accurate raptor.
You know what's funny? I'm surprised I've never seen Jurassic Park. I've seen all the new Jurassics, but like the old classics, never seen them. This is some amazing work. It really is.
Jimmy, what is it?
two of them. Do you live in this situation? I feel like I could live. I wouldn't do that. If you don't think I'm gonna try to outrun this thing, no. I'm hiding to the best of my ability. I'm not finna... I mean, maybe I'll try to break for the door and then close it behind me. Maybe. Like, I'll probably try to sneak a little closer. I just wouldn't break out my hiding spot. I'll probably, like, try to sneak towards the door. But then if I'm like, alright, we gotta make a run for it, then yeah, I feel like I live.
But now let's see it with an accurate Velociraptor.
Is it even gonna get through the door? What was...
Next up is a dinosaur who's probably hell of the worst, the Spinosaurus.
Now, to even get through the door.
In 2001, when they made the third movie, there wasn't that much information available. However, recent discoveries has given us a much better look at one of the franchise's most controversial dinosaurs. And oh boy, are you guys in for a ride. Why? Because this guy was weird. How weird? Firstly, he was gigantic, 50 feet long, and truly one of the largest and biggest meat eaters that ever lived. But weird. Long arms, short legs, its crocodile-like head, and its paddle-like tail which it likely used to propel itself forward in the water to catch fish. And all this points to one thing. It seemed to be at least semi-aquatic. So how much different is this weird chimera of a dinosaur from what we thought? Well, this is what he looked like in the movies, this is what he looked like in 2013, and now here's our modern reconstruction. A far cry from the terrestrial beast seen in the movies. And it's clear that this guy wasn't spending too much time hunting on land. Which brings us to the most controversial scene in the entire franchise, and one that I knew you guys would want me to address. Could a Spinosaurus actually beat a T-Rex? And well, for that, I'm just going to refer to paleontologist Dr. Dave Hone.
I refuse on principle to answer the question who would win in a fight between, because I think it is the most trite, boring and uninteresting thing that one could possibly say about dinosaurs, even in fiction. But it's T-Rex.
It pretty much comes down to T-Rex being just too heavily armored by dinosaur, especially when compared to Spinosaurus. With its super powerful bite force, as soon as he got the initial neck bite in, well, it's game over. However, I actually love the Spinosaurus, and I think the debate takes away from how cool and unique this dinosaur really was. So instead, for recreation, since everything about his anatomy points to him being a swimmer, there's no better scene to recreate than the one in the river, to really show off the Spinosaurus in its natural habitat. And once again, with all that out of the way, here is Jurassic Park 3 with a scientifically accurate Spinosaurus.
A few moments later.
I'm already dead. I can't swim. So, unless this water 3 feet tall, I'm done. You shot a flare at it.
I wanted to do at least one dinosaur from the new movies, but considering the first two films feature fictionalized hybrids, there was only one option.
Biggest carnivore the world has ever seen.
The Giganotosaurus. And oh boy. Now this, while definitely a cool design, is also one of the least accurate depictions of any dinosaur in the entire franchise, especially considering that we have quite a few fossils of the real animal, and the one shown in the movie could be mistaken for another hybrid. So what did the Giganotosaurus actually look like?
Fossils are
If
crazy.
T-Rex was a Mike Tyson of the Cretaceous, then the Giganotosaurus would be the Usain Bolt, built much more for speed and athleticism compared to a heavyweight brawler. And I think that really comes through in our model. So, was he truly the biggest meat eater that ever lived? Well, he was definitely big, but really probably about as big as T-Rex. From the puzzle we have, any size difference is kind of negligible, so Spinosaurus is still the king in that regard. However, this time I was just running low on time, so instead I brought him into Unreal Engine where I rebuilt the entire scene from scratch. And so here is Jurassic World Dominion with a scientifically accurate Giganotosaurus.
Dinosaurs. Biggest carnivore the world has ever seen.
That copyright here too. I feel you. But anyway,
A few moments later.
I gotta watch I gotta watch World Domination. I still ain't watching it. And it's on Peacock, I think. Might as well watch it.
And there you have Jurassic Park with scientifically accurate dinosaurs. Let me know which one was your favorite. And alright guys, subscribe and I'll see you later.
That was an
This
amazing
is
video.
what the original Jurassic Park.
That was actually an amazing video. Like, bro, honestly, the work, everything, the time spent. That was a great recommendation, SJ. That was a great recommendation. That's what each dinosaur would accurately look like. I think the most accurate had to be like the first one, right? It's kind of funny as years go on, we get less and less accurate, huh? Ain't that crazy, Jurassic World Domination? But great video. Learn some things. Gotta watch some things. Like the movie. So see y'all in the next one.